All right. Nobody wants to make these kinds of videos, let alone it being about one of your childhood heroes you looked up to growing up. So today is Friday, and as many of you know, today we lost the probably the greatest driver in all of Monstrucks to never have won a world championship, Scott Hartsock. Um, why I wanted to make, excuse me, why I wanted to make this a video by itself instead of it being in a vlog. One, I didn't want like the title of the video to be like Rest in Peace Scott Hartsock vlog. That would just come off and that would be incredibly disrespectful, and I did not want it to intend it be like that at all. Um, so Scott Hartsock, as I said, if you asked 900, if you asked 1,000 Monstruck fans, drivers, crew guys, anyone who has ever done anything or been a fan of Monstrucks, I bet you 999 of them would say Scott Hartsock is the greatest driver to have never won a world championship. I started watching Monstrucks. I fell in love with Monstrucks in 2006 when I was 4 years old, and started watching shows on like Speed Channel, and this one guy, who, me being the little punk I was, saw this driver, and he just had not really, it was kind of cockiness, but it was the confidence that could kill anyone. It was Scott Hartsock just had like something about him. The confidence he had was just like that's what I want to have. Like as growing up, like that's the driver, or that's no matter what I was doing. That's what the confidence I wanted to have. Like you're the best. Believe like that much belief in yourself that Scott Hartsock had. Whether he was facing Goldberg, Gravedigger, Lyle Hancock, and Blue Thunder, he'd go do his like pre-race interview with like Dan Moriarty or whatever, and he would just have just the confidence about him was just you, nothing can be compared to it. The confidence he had. He was the runner-up of World Finals 1 racing. He took out the nearly unstoppable, pretty much unstoppable Tom Enns and Goldberg, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, spent a little bit of time seeing it was like, I think it was Orlando 2001, with Tom, had that crazy flip. Anyway, Scott Hartsock was just, that was the driver who he was. Scott Hartsock, the driver, he had so much belief in himself, you couldn't help but be inspired by, like, all right, I should believe in myself. Like, I should have that kind of confidence. Now, the person he was, that's a whole different story. The person he was, you couldn't help but smile and laugh with him, with the stories he was telling. And you would, after the conversation was over, you wish you could continue the conversation with him for another 24 hours. First time I ever met Scott Hartsock wasn't until Philadelphia in 2020. No, sorry, 2019, Philadelphia. Me, Matt, and Danny went and talked, just like, hey, it's an honor to meet you finally, and stuff like that. And then fast forward to Foxborough 2019, about 2 months later. Matt, Danny, myself were there as well. We went up to Scott Hartsock in line, and we talked. It was the best like, I'm not just saying this, it was probably the best conversation I've ever had with any driver at any pit party. We talked for, no joke, 10 minutes. And the security guard, like, he was telling stories, he was like BSing, he was like joking around, like not like making fun of us, but like saying like smart aleck remarks, like stuff like just like playing around, like we've been buddies since grade school, like that kind of just joking around. And you're just meeting him for the first time, and then he'd act like he's known you since grade school, and he'd treat you like family. So yeah, like I'm not even kidding. It was 10. I mean, Matt and Danny can vouch for me. We were just talking about this earlier today, going back and forth about our encounter with Scott Hartsock. So 10 minutes passed, and the security guard comes over. He was like, excuse me, sure, you might want to move it along because there's still people in line. And then Scott Hartsock was like, hold on, I'm talking with these guys. I want to still talk with these guys. And we just talked for another good 3 minutes. And if we could, we would have skipped the show entirely. And Fox Row 2019 was a great show. We would have skipped it entirely just to hang out with Scott Hartsock and just talk. And he was an awesome person. And then this is probably the highlight of it all. Matt, Danny, and I, we walk away like, did that just happen? And we were like, oh my God, that guy is a legend. Not that he wasn't already. He was like, you guys want a picture? All right, good deal, good deal. All right, one thing, put your guns up. And we were like, oh my God, this guy is awesome. So he put our guns up, as you can already tell with the thumbnail of this video. And Scott Hartsock was like, enjoy the show, guys. Hopefully run again each other soon. Fortunately, that was the last time I ever saw Scott Hartsock. Because, of course, 2020, that was the first time I was on the team full-time, and then, of course, COVID hit. So, wrapping up this video, Scott, Mr. Hartsock, on behalf of everyone you ever touched, whether in the Monchuk industry, outside of it, everyone, thank you, thank you, thank you. You touched so many lives. You inspired countless people with the confidence you had, the heart you had, on and off the track. That's all. I'm at a loss of words. I can just say thank you. I woke up this morning, like, I got a text from Phil Vichinanza. He was like, don't let anyone post anything in MTC. And he posted also on MTC, don't post anything until family like gives the authority to. And I'm like, oh God, that's not good. Because last time something like happened was Mike Thompson, and God rest his soul. I was heartbroken because Mike Thompson, not to get off track, but Mike Thompson, the first show I ever volunteered at, Mike pretty much took me under his wing. And of course, me dealing with, as many of you know, the mental health struggles I've dealt with over my life, suicide and suicide awareness come close to me, and that hit hard. So anyway, it was tough. And then I saw, I think it was the first post I saw was Brianna Mahan on her story. She posted a picture of Gunslinger. I'm like, this can't be real. And then heartbreaking. No easy way to put it. It's heartbreaking. I guess God works in mysterious ways. God's gain is our loss. It was his time to be called up to the Lord. And so, Scott, thank you for everything you've done for the industry, the lives you touched, and gone, but you will never, I know everyone says that about everyone who passes away, but you will never be forgotten. The legend you are, the legacy you leave, never be forgotten. Scott, thank you. Till we meet again. Rest in peace, Scott Hartsock.